Do you know what I was doing when I couldn't sleep this morning?
Licking your bean?
No, I was watching scary stories on TikTok. Do you know what? Have you heard of the peeking wife?
No, what is that? Wait, so when you back it up, when you say scary stories, is it someone who's telling you about a little haunting or what's like?
They're telling like the story of like someone else's scary time or scary story that they read or this. I don't know if this is true or not. Also, are we recording?
Oh, I think we're doing this episode. We're off to a kooky start this morning. Both of us are in rare form, so I'm excited to see what happens. Welcome to Disrespectfully
With Katie Maloney
and Dayna Kathan.
Unapologetically,
We're here to do what we want to do.
spilling the tea.
Babe, you're gonna see the power of women. Like,
Disrespectfully. The high level, what you need to know about peeking wife. This man's married to a woman for like 6 years, seemingly great, normal marriage, normal couple, until she starts like doing these things where she like tries to like kind of scare him. You know, someone will be like peeking around something, you know, and then you like laugh and you're like, ah, you scared me. And then it became like very not funny. Like she was hiding like in a little trunk with her eyes peeking like this. Or
is this like a creepy pasta thing, or do you think this happened?
I don't know. I mean, it's like multiple people have told this story and have told it exactly the same.
Okay.
So he was taking a shower at one point and he just like felt like there was a presence and he opened up his eyes after like shampooing and everything like that. And she was like hurting like this. And then he's like getting out of the shower and like drying off and everything like that. And he like hears breathing and he's like, she's definitely behind this door. And I'm going to prepare myself. But then he hears its breathing's actually coming from the bathroom closet. And he looks in the bathroom closet's like open like this much. And he sees her eye poking. It's just like she's very like maniacal in the way she's doing it. So he like freaks out, like leaves, goes to his brother's house, like doesn't bring anything with him. So he's at the brother's house for a couple days. She's trying to call him, get a hold of him. He's just like ignoring her. He's like, I can't. And then he's like on his phone doing something on the couch. He's staying on the couch. Happens to glance at the window and she's in the window.
Maybe she just missed him.
So then he's like, holy shit. Well, I don't know. Eventually he's like, I gotta go get some stuff from my house. His brother goes with him. He goes in the house. The house smells rank. It's putrid. It's destroyed. There's like pictures, photographs everywhere. He goes up to the bedroom to get clothes. He knows there's eyeballs, but from like animals in the closet. Yeah, and it smells disgusting. And then he's like kind of looking and he hears like this like breathing again coming from under the bed. He looks under the bed and she's like looking at him, clutching glass, bleeding. He tries to like get her out. You know, it's still his wife. He loves her, whatever. Tries to pull her out. She ends up trying to stab him. So then he's like, that was it. He like just ran away, never came back. And she apparently ended up in a psychiatric hospital.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that in creepy pasta, but I did enjoy.
It's pretty good. I don't know. I'm in the spooky spirit of this time of year when I like to listen to like spook or other creepy tales.
Well, absolutely. Emma's gonna be so excited that I mentioned her name. She obviously wants us to talk about her every day. But last night we were hanging out and it felt like fall. Like I was like, we had candles going, we were telling stuff, but I told her the story of that incubus that attacked me. And I was like showing her the photo of the handprint on my leg and then the video, remember the growl that I caught and the like my chair that was moving. So I was playing that and it gave me shivers. Like I forgot how awful that sound was and how horrible that was to wake up to. But it did get me in the like, I need it to be fall. I'm ready for that.
I am too. I mean, the problem is I always have this like internal conflict when it's still 95 degrees out. I'm like, it's still summer though, but like also like I want spooky time. I want practical magic. I want spicy scents. Yeah. I don't do you like Halloween Horror Nights?
We've talked about this before. I mean, it's not something that I like have to do in my life. Like I would do it, but I would rather go see like for instance, hey, that's a spooky thing we're doing this afternoon. We're going to see the new Conjuring.
I'm very excited.
Which is exciting.
I was watching videos of the Halloween Horror Nights because, you know, I'm like a curious person. I don't want to go myself. It doesn't thrill me. And this person went last night. It was our first night and it was still like very light out. I'm like, maybe I could do it like this. It's still daylight out, you know, it's probably not the same, but like there's just too many things popping out of like corners and like lunging at you. I would catch a case 100%. I'm like, how are you not punching this person?
The reflex.
This person just like ran at you with a knife and got this close to your eyeball. I know it's not a real knife, but I don't give.
Yeah, I mean,
my subconscious doesn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, and you also already told us about your feelings around the whole haunted houses in general, particularly the Terrifier one, which is wet this year. I saw
and smelly.
By the way, wet and smelly. I saw someone that was like, "This is me before the Terrifier haunted house, and this is me after." Soaking wet, but clear. So it must be just water. I mean, I was assuming that it wasn't going to be corn syrup of like blood or whatever, but now it's confirmed.
Nick is going next week with one of his friends, not me, because obviously, I was like, do you have to bring like a pair of like clean undies? Like, how wet are you gonna
Is he
get?
going to do the Terrifier?
He wants to do all of it.
Wow. Okay.
He's braver than I am.
Great. Okay. I'm looking forward to hearing. We have a firsthand account on it.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have to phone a friend and call in and let him do it. Hey, can I tell you, I have 2 things for you today. One of which that is pissing me off, which I know will piss you off too. And then a fun fact. Which would you like first?
Let's do fun fact.
Okay. So this is in relation to, I don't know if we did a circle back in terms of me saying that people were trolling me about the Pluto thing. I think we did. That it's not a star, whatever.
It's a dwarf planet.
We got it.
I got it.
I saw this today and it's from a reputable source, so I'm hoping it's true. It says, no one knows who named our planet Earth. Isn't that fascinating?
We have an answer for almost everything except for like the bottom of the ocean and who named our planet.
Yeah, I just thought that was so...
That doesn't sit well with me.
So it says, unlike other planets in our solar system like Mars and Jupiter, who are named after Roman gods, nobody really knows who's credited at naming our home planet Earth. Being the name evolved over time from words that I am not going to try and pronounce, it's difficult to know who specifically named our planet, being that it wasn't named at one single moment in time. So it was kind of like telephone, which I just think is really funny. That's how we got
Everyone
here.
had their own like little nickname for her, and then it just ended up as Earth.
So
I don't mind Earth. I think it's kind of pretty.
It fits.
Also, if you're looking for a baby name.
Earth, Lactobacillus.
Lactobacillus.
Flora. Come here, Flora.
Yeah.
So that's my fun fact. And then I'm going to tell you a basement, and then we're going to get into this. And I know it's not the regular episode, but while it's fresh in my mind. Did you see that office that it was at? It was actually, I thought it was an OB's office, but it was an urgent care.
The discharge photos. Oh, yeah.
So if you haven't seen this on the internet, this staff thought it would be a good idea to make a TikTok about, they were like, I thought you're not supposed to accept gifts from patients. And then it cut to them like making faces, pretending to lick.
The paper that you sit on in the doctor's examiner, whatever office, there's like a little spot from like where a patient had sat.
And let me be clear, it's the lube they use to shove a speculum up your pussy.
Dripping out of you.
Here's the thing, let me be clear. It looks like Ursula has just slithered by for me after those appointments. So I thought they were actually pretty cute and petite, but I'm also like, are we grown-ups here? Allegedly they've gotten fired, which great, they should be. I don't know what, it's like the whole office, but there was men and women in the photo, but especially people with vaginas. I just was like, you guys are immature. The way that you'll imagine being a patient at that facility. I saw a comment that said, wow, I go here. I will not be going here again. I'm like, how icky that would make you feel. Complete basement.
It is. It's like children behavior.
Yeah. Made me sick. I was just like, you fucking losers.
Just real not grown up behavior. I thought that was really trashy stuff. But
yeah, I didn't like it. So I think that's lame and I hate it.
I hate it.
So I just wanted to tell you about that. It's Friday.
I have some things I want to just like share.
Right.
My daddy is when you check into a hotel room and you get there like at, let's say noon, and you're like, they're probably not gonna have a room ready, and they have a room ready.
Oh,
that is.
Oh,
is there? And especially it's a day where you're trying to get there early because like you want to go to the pool, you want to hang out, and you're like, all right, I can like change in a bathroom, it's fine. But when you get to like throw all your in the room, get changed, go out to the pool, you don't got to worry about checking back with the front desk. Like, I just don't think there's anything better than that when you're on a vacation.
And it so seldom happens. It's a real little nugget.
It happened this last week in Palm Springs. We rolled up there.
Incredible.
At 11:15 we got there.
Incredible.
Room ready, out by the pool before noon. It was fantastic. Who's in your diet?
I actually didn't prepare one, and maybe I've said this before, but back tickles and arm tickles and leg tickles. But you have to know how to do it. Some people are bad. I'm like, how are you bad at this? You have to know the correct rhythm, the correct amount of pressure, like what I'm looking for. And actually, you don't need nails to do it. You can have just your nubs, whatever.
You can't stay in one spot.
You can literally, yeah. And I can tell when what's the weaponized incompetence? I'm like, I know that I'm not letting you out of this.
You're doing bad on purpose.
100%. I have such a dysregulated nervous system. It completely grounds me. It's like so soothing to me. And I just absolutely love it.
I have one other daddy.
Oh, go ahead. I mean, we're all over the place today.
When I meet members of the Coven in the wild and they immediately tell me like what their daddy basement is.
The best.
I love that shit.
Never hesitate to say hi and do that.
I know. I love when people are like, oh my God, that's such a basement, right? I'm like, yes, it is.
When they say that they use it, like when they write in, like we're about to read, don't worry, we're getting to that. And it's in their vernacular of like, they have friends that are in the coven or partners. And so they're like, ugh, basement. And I'm like,
I have one basement. Also, while we were in Palm Springs, we are hanging at the pool. It's a very crowded pool. There was a lot of kids there for whatever reason. I think the kids' pool was actually closed, but there's a lot of people. And when you get a lot of people in a pool, it's just like the water's very murky. The water's very murky. It's a lot of like sunscreen. You can just tell like it's just coming off everybody's body, and probably pee pee too. So I mean, like you're not sticking your head underneath it or whatever. There was a guy there with him, I don't know, a significant other, a wife, a girlfriend, whatever, who had a GoPro with them in the pool. And they were taking pictures of each other, selfies with it. I understand GoPros are waterproof or whatever, water resistant. But then he would just be at times just walking around the pool with it in the water.
wow, that's
And
incredibly strange behavior.
We definitely like let security know about it, but like they weren't really giving him the boot. I'm like, there's children in here. There's little tiny children swimming around in here. Like, I'm like, I want to tell like every one of these parents and then see what happens. But they were like, I'm like, this is not my fight. But like, all we did was like let security know.
Well,
and they were watching.
It's
him.
not the Great Barrier Reef. Also, so what exactly? Like
that's what I mean. I'm like, are we snorkeling? No, it's murky water with just bodies in it.
That pool does get so murky, particularly.
So yeah, that was real basement behavior. That guy. I don't know what you were doing with that. I don't know what you're into, but like, you don't need a GoPro in that pool. Anyway, that's all.
So anyway, that was the very random start to this episode. Should we get into some hometown heroes?
We should. Let's do it.
So I have to preface this by saying I think this is my favorite hometown hero to date. Last week I had like my favorite other one. This one is so good. I'm really excited to read it too.
Okay.
Adrian says,
no offense to that person last week, but
oh my God, you're
suck. You're old news now.
Hello, Dana and Katie. Starting my Wednesdays and Fridays with your podcast is something I look forward to every week. Love you both so much. I'm an older member of the Coven, and it's so lovely to be reminded weekly that someone my age has so much to learn from younger, incredible women like you.
Oh my God.
I'm hysterical, like truly. If I wasn't so emotionally constipated, I'd be crying right now. The short story is a bit different from the ones you usually read, but I think you might appreciate it. I recently skipped out of work early to take my 13-year-old son to an afternoon movie. Also, I'm pretty sure I've said that before. I love that you do that. This is what my mom used to do with me and some of my favorite childhood memories.
I wish my mom did that with me. Thanks, Mom.
Terry. Oh, fuck. Your mom texted me last night and I forgot to respond. I will after this. Oh. We arrived early, bought our popcorn and drinks, and were waiting in the lobby for a theater to be clean before we could go sit down. The place was empty. The only other person in the lobby was a kid who looked to be about 14 or 15 years old. He was standing by himself, walking nervously in small circles. Every time I glanced at him, he made eye contact with me. After a few minutes, this freckle-faced cutie walked right up to me and spilled his guts. He said, a girl I like a lot is going to be dropped off any minute to see a movie with me. This is the first date I've been on my whole life. I'm so nervous. I don't know what to do. Do you have any advice for me? I have a minor savior complex, so this kind of shit was right up my alley. I glanced over at my son, whose facial expression was begging me not to embarrass him in front of a kid that's older than him. I said, I got you. The first thing out of your mouth needs to be, wow, you look really pretty. I'm so glad you're here. His sweaty little face was so earnest when he said, got it. Then I said, do you have any money to buy her a drink and a snack? He said yes and reached into his pocket to show me as though I was going to call bullshit on him. Believe me, I was ready to give this precious, desperate child some cash if needed. Then I said, listen, you're going to have time before the movie starts. Try talking to her. Ask her what she did today, or ask her what kind of movies she usually likes to watch. Whatever you do, just don't talk about yourself. Again, he said, got it. At that point, he said, oh my God, here she comes. And an adorable girl walked into the theater. I said, you're going to do great, have fun. I tried not to worry about that kid while my son and I were watching our movie. When my son and I were walking to the car after our movie ended, we were waiting for a car to pass before we crossed the road. Instead of passing, the car came to a sudden stop. The passenger window rolled down and the freckle-faced cutie pie hollered, your advice was great. We like each other. She's my girlfriend now. I hollered, good for you. Then his confused, grumpy-looking dad drove away. The best part of all of this was I earned a lot of street cred with my son. I feel like I did the universe a service, sending a fledgling young man into the dating world knowing to start a date with kind words and ask her questions rather than drone on and on about himself. I'm currently divorced and single AF. I wish someone would have given the same advice to some of the clowns I've dated. Love you both with all 4 quadrants of my cold black heart. Adrian.
I'm like a little teary-eyed. That was so cute.
Legitimately, Adrian, I got teary-eyed last night. Your advice was great, and I wish that more, like, for anyone nervous on a date, that's such good advice to make it more about the other person and like getting to know them. Like women are
Simple and
pretty good about
effective
that, but
advice.
I just thought that isn't that so sweet? That's like such a core memory for that boy.
Those are the things I wish would happen more to me in life. You know,
Totally.
yeah. I don't know. I always get excited when youths want to talk to me and ask me
Totally.
questions.
It was these two youths, it was so sweet. So thank you for helping that young man and being so sweet.
That was cute AF.
And we love you right back. Scaling your business requires the right expertise at the right time. With Upwork, you can find specialized freelancers in marketing, development, design, and more. Experts who are ready to help you take your business to the next level.
With more than 2 decades of experience, Upwork has a simple and ambitious goal: to pioneer a better way of working.
Companies at every stage turn to Upwork to get things done and find more flexibility in the way they staff key projects and initiatives by accessing a global marketplace filled with top talent in IT, web dev, AI, design, admin support, marketing, and more.
Posting a job on Upwork is easy with no cost to join. You can register, browse freelancer profiles, get help drafting a job post, or even book a consultation.
From there, you connect with freelancers that get you and can easily hire them to take your business to the next level. Upwork makes the entire process easier, simpler, and more affordable with industry low fees.
Post a job today and hire tomorrow with Upwork. Visit upwork.com right now and post your job for free.
That is upwork.com to post your job for free and connect with top talent ready to help you grow your business. That's UPWORK.com, upwork.com. You know, people think podcasting is just talking into a mic, but let me tell you, our brains don't shut off when we turn the mic off.
Between planning episodes, researching topics, and that 3 a.m. spiral where we rethink everything we've ever said, sleep wasn't exactly our strong suit.
We knew we needed something to help us actually wind down and not just knock us out, but help us wake up feeling like functioning humans.
That's when we found Beam's Dream Powder. And let me tell you, it's changed everything. Dream is an all-natural sleep blend made with science-backed ingredients like reishi, magnesium, L-theanine, apigenin, and melatonin.
All designed to help you fall asleep, stay asleep, and wake up refreshed. And unlike other sleep aids, there's no next day grogginess, just real deep sleep that helps you actually feel good in the morning.
Since adding Dream to my routine, I'm sleeping through the night without tossing and turning. I wake up actually refreshed, not groggy, not exhausted, just ready to take on the day.
And we're not the only ones. Beam has improved over 17.5 million nights of sleep, and 92% of users surveyed reported better sleep and waking up refreshed.
Plus, for a limited time, Beam is giving our listeners the best offer yet, up to 40% off. Try their best-selling Dream Powder and get up to 40% off for a limited time. Go to shopbeam.com/disrespectfully and use code disrespectfully at checkout.
That's shopbeam.com/disrespectfully and use code disrespectfully for up to 40% off.
Kennedy says, "Hi, Kate and Dana. First, I have absolutely loved listening to your podcast over the last year and a half. You are both my spirit animals. Katie, you're always my favorite from day one of VPR. I even tried to give my stylist your photo once for my haircut, but very quickly figured out there's no one that can pull it off like you. Dana, you are always making me die laughing with your one-liners, and I really would love to see a comedy special from you one day." Ooh.
Words or spells? I should fucking start getting on that anyway.
Anywho, I was catching up on some recent episodes and was listening to the episode with the Boys Lie Girls. Was laughing so hard at you guys describing how you first discovered masturbating and the interesting tools you were using to get there. Empty travel toothbrush case for me. LOL. Nice. You then were talking about the levels on vibrators and said, who the fuck is using it on high right at the beginning? I realized it's me. Feeling called out, I wondered to myself, am I using my vibrator wrong? I have no idea why I always just assumed I needed to be on high instantly, but here we are. Given this new information, I decided this morning to start on the lowest setting and work my way up. Well, to keep it brief, I just had one of the best solo orgasms of my life. My legs are still shaking 15 minutes later, and I owe it all to you. My only concern is now every time I do this, I'll be thinking of you ladies. Well,
incredible. Keep it
you're
up.
welcome. But I guess I could be thinking of much worse. Definitely. Just wanted you guys to know you're really doing the Lord's work out there. Keep being you. We love you. Bye, Kenny. So happy for you, Kenny.
Wait, this is incredible. Maybe there's other Kennys out there.
You know, you never know when you're going to change someone's life. You never know when someone's gonna be touched by an angel. Like
In the correct setting, of course.
hey, at the risk. But yeah,
Wow,
I
Kenny,
mean,
happy for you.
you know, if I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I go to blast off when I just like I don't got a lot of time.
Well, but I always start, but then I can get up to it quickly. But
Well, you know,
literally,
it
I'm
doesn't.
telling you,
I
you
don't
guys,
think it starts on blast off. You have to like,
yeah, I'm like you, yeah.
yeah.
But I'll go to blast off quickly. I'm not saying I don't. Sometimes I'm like, I need to come in 10 seconds or less. That's what I do. But I'm fucking telling you, if I go high setting and touch my clit, I would
It's gonna
lose
fly off and hit the ceiling.
I would lose conscious.
My clit is gonna be on the ceiling. I get it.
It's just fucking, you have to imagine explaining patching that up to your landlord when you fucking move out. I'm like, we're talking about the cockroaches being painted over.
Remember those like sticky
ceiling.
little rubbery things that you would like throw at windows and think that just throw it on the ceiling and then it's up there forever. That's a valid concern.
I know sometimes you would do it and it was anticlimactic because it would just like not come down or never come. Yeah, that's what would happen. And you know, I don't want to lose Old Faithful, but anywho, start on the lowest setting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But happy, that sounds great. Let us, I guess we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
In your mind.
Comes out to us in public and it's just like, we think the stanky leg is coming toward us. And they're like, sorry, I just had a little solo time. Justine says, a UFO sighting that turned into a UFO festival. Hi, gals. Before I start my story for you both, I wanted to mention my recent visit to LA. I went for my birthday on July 23rd and heard on your podcast with Jordana and Jared that Dana's birthday is the 25th. Happy belated birthday, Dana. Back at ya. Being from New Hampshire, LA is obviously very different, and I found it to not only be so unique and interesting, but also quite beautiful. I had a chance to stop by Something About Her, and it was stunning inside. Cheers to you, Katie. How awesome. Also decided to write in because I heard Jared mention Water Country, a small water park in the area that I live in. My first job was at Water Country when I was 15. It sucked, lol, but can't expect much from a New Hampshire water park. This link above is an interview with people that witnessed a UFO next to my house. The website looks bunk, but I promise the article's legit. It's called The Incident at Exeter, but actually occurred in Kensington in 1965. At the time, Kensington didn't have a police department, so Exeter police took the call. Every Labor Day weekend, Exeter has a UFO festival, which I recently heard from a local is the second biggest UFO-related gathering in the country. If you were to come here, you'd seriously be like, what the fuck? It's very quaint, so you wouldn't think anything crazy like that would happen at all. Actually, I digress. I'm like, when I think of that, I think of small towns. Like, that's what aliens choose.
I don't picture like happening like in downtown LA.
Yeah, exactly. Every year, people take a trolley from downtown Exeter to this telephone pole that the UFO hovered over for a while. We can see it from our backyard, so every year we sit and watch the trolley pull up. People will get off the trolley and stare up at a telephone pole. If you didn't have context, you'd seriously be confused. If that's big of a deal around here, that people have written books and articles on it, all kinds of interesting things. When I was a kid, we were having a fire and this guy came up our driveway to ask about it. He ended up making a film about it and put us in the credits to thank us for helping him with his research. The police department even makes a special patch for it. It's a really random thing, but I figured I'd send it in since you guys were looking for UFO stories. 100%. One last thing before I wrap this up. Okay, I'm excited about this. Can you guys pronounce these towns? Your accents are so different from mine. I just love to hear you say them. I'll go first and then Katie's her turn. Belknap?
Belknap.
It's probably Belknap, but
I would say Belknap.
Belknap, okay. Or we can do them together. Sanborn?
Sam Borton, yeah.
Sam Borton?
Or Sam Borton.
Sam Borton. I don't know. I can't even say tour, so whatever. Stratham?
Yeah. Stratham or Stratham. Stratham?
God, it's probably
Stratham.
It's probably Stratham or Stratham.
Stratham.
I don't know.
Statham. Jason Statham.
Ossipee?
Ossipee, yeah.
Pennacook?
Pennacook, yeah.
Place?
Plaistow?
Plaistow? Wyndham?
Wyndham.
Fuck. Okay, just love you both so much, Justine.
I need to know how to say these now.
Actually, I would love more of those. Keep sending in. I was like, because there's a city not far from where I grew up called Puyallup, but it's spelled strange, so people always say it wrong. So I'm like, it's just whatever your regional thing is. I bet there's lots of those out there. So.
How would you pronounce Toole? It's a place in Utah.
Toole. Tool?
Tooele.
Nope.
I know, right?
Never. Do people say tool?
Well, if you live there, you know how to say Tooele.
Well,
but
others. Would you assume that that's how they would say it incorrectly?
I know this is the kind of shit I'm talking about. But also Utah, people famously name their kid like Kaylee, but spell it like the most fucking insane way possible. So, I love that for you in your town, Justine. That's fucking awesome.
I love small towns that have a shtick. Also, it doesn't even have to just be UFOs, but if you're from a small town and your town has a thing, like let us know what
I feel
it
like
is.
every small town, mine does as well. Like it's an old mining town, so it's all like old miners and ghosts, and then like we would have just like a festival for everything, arts festival, autumn aloft with like hot air balloons.
Well, there's Leavenworth in Washington. I mean, have we talked about this before? It's the Bavarian town, and to be in the town, you have to follow the code, like what everything looks like.
You
so
have
like
to make a pretzel perfectly.
the McDonald's looks like an old timey like Bavarian thing.
Oh, so
like
it's kind of like what's that place in it's like a little mini Copenhagen.
Yeah, they have like
what's it called?
I heard they don't do Oktoberfest there anymore, which is I just heard that recently. But
What's that fucking place called? Like near Santa Barbara.
Solving.
Solving. Thank
I've
you.
never been to Solving, but
you haven't?
Yeah.
Oh, Solving's so cute. I love it there.
Okay, perhaps we should do that.
But and then one of these days, we're gonna do Krampus.
Absolutely. Wait, someone sent me this too. There's a Krampus festival happening here, I think, this year. But I know I want to go to the real one.
In Austria, where the fuck it is.
I'm gonna be like, please don't, and just bend over. I'm like, like that. Like
you
that.
Look back.
Remember that kinky judge at that club in London that was
my God,
whipped the shit out of me for like an amount of time. Like I wouldn't leave because he was spanking me.
We gotta post that on Disrespectfully.
Oh my God, it's so embarrassing for me. But
I think it's great.
Wait, what was? Sorry, you guys were so all over the place. But it was like, was it
Cirque something? It was like
Adele Beckham Jr. was there, and I was like, getting whipped by a nudie priest. There was a
little bit of like a performance, but like naughty performance. Like there was a lot of just raunchy, like simulated, like sex acts and things like that.
You know what? It was a pocket pussy. It was not a dildo. Now that I think about it. But anyway, yeah, and I was just like, he did it a couple times for fun, and then I kept going back for more. I liked it. Anyway.
Yeah. All right. Aaron
That's
says,
our hometown hero.
Aaron says, hello, Dana and Katie. I love your podcast so much. It makes me laugh out loud every week. After listening to Katie's mom's story about being robbed at Taco Bell, I decided to write in my own story about the naked homeless people I found in my apartment. As one does.
Oh, no.
First, let me set the stage. I was moving into a house with a friend and had been moving my stuff for about 2 weeks. I was finally done, did my final inspection, and was told by the leasing office all I had to do was patch up some nail holes and turn in the keys. Skip to the following Monday after work. I had my supplies and was ready to go. I unlocked my front door and placed my stuff on the counter. I noticed a bag sitting on the counter and thought maybe the maintenance crew left it by mistake. I then look into my bedroom and see two strangers sleeping on my floor. I froze and just stared at them. What should I do? Walk slowly out the door and call the police? That would be the smart thing to do. Before I could decide what to do, the female woke up and shouted, "Oh shit, we thought you were gone. Don't call the cops, we're leaving." My response, "Who the hell let you in my apartment? And fuck that, I am the police." While I'm dialing 911, she jumps up, fully naked, and starts getting dressed. Her boyfriend, also naked, starts packing his stuff to leave. Let me tell you, that was something I never expected to see. Now, I do work for a policing agent, but I am a civilian employee and have no field experience as an officer. But let me tell you, I handled that call like I was in a movie. I gave dispatch my address, told them what agency I work for, gave them a full description of what they looked like, and like a dumbass, followed them down the street while hearing police sirens coming to my rescue. The officers showed up and was able to catch the guy, but not the female. Turns out I truly am a dumbass and could have gotten myself killed. The man had a hunting knife in his suitcase and had a history of assault with deadly weapon. After I filed the necessary paperwork, I called my mom. She yelled at me for putting myself in danger and asked what would have happened if he had murdered you. My idiotic response was, well, I was on speakerphone with the police and it's recorded line, so he wouldn't have gotten away with it. She didn't take that well, especially after I told her the guy had a knife in his suitcase. After the shock of the situation, we both laughed. Needless to say, apparently I'm good in crisis situations. So if anyone ever needs backup, LOL, I'm there. I hope you enjoyed my story. Aaron Whitting. I enjoyed it. Also, I'm not good in like emergency situations. Like I said, no survival skills.
Survival skills of a fart. Not me saying the F word. I've been seeing that a lot on TikTok, that phrase. That's real. I'm so happy you're okay because that's so scary. Could have gone. You have never know someone's state of mind. But what I am going to say, not that I encourage this behavior, very, very daddyless to say, I am the police.
I am the police.
Something's happening in the basement for me. It's daddyless and the basement's being affected. So I'm just saying, I would be like, wow, that's so, love that.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, don't confront people that are breaking in your home again. Shopping and planning for groceries really can be simple and stress-free. Imagine having your weekly cart filled for you with personalized picks, then shipped right to your door. Taking all of that work off my plate is why I love Hungryroot.
Hungryroot takes the stress out of grocery shopping by filling your cart with personalized selections that get smarter with every order. From smoothies and kid snacks to sweets, salad kits, supplements, and more, there's something for every taste and nutrition goal.
Whether you're gluten-free, dairy-free, high-protein, focused on gut health, or whatever else, Hungryroot helps you eat well. After a quick quiz, their smart cart technology recommends groceries and supplements tailored to your needs, like having a personal shopper that learns what works for you.
Hungryroot helps you save by reducing food waste and avoiding impulse grocery buys. Their best price program offers great value on over 100 popular products. And with our offer, you'll get a free item like a premium protein, veggie, or sweet treat in every box for life.
Hungryroot holds all its food to high standards, screening out over 200 additives like high fructose corn syrup, preservatives, and artificial sweeteners. They source top quality meat and seafood with no hormones or antibiotics, offer organic, non-GMO options, and stock trusted brands like Adultery, Vital Farms, Harmless Harvest, and so many more.
I recently ordered the lemon pepper chicken and cilantro lime rice, and let me tell you, it was delicious.
Mmm. Yum yum in my tum-tum. Take advantage of this exclusive offer. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in your box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/disrespectfully and use code disrespectfully.
That's hungryroot.com/disrespectfully, code disrespectfully to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. hungryroot.com/disrespectfully, code disrespectfully. You know that feeling when the air gets crisp and the leaves start to turn and you're finally wearing oversized sweaters again? Yeah, fall is a vibe.
Mm-hmm.
You know what makes it even better?
Knowing you've got MeUndies on underneath? Their micromodal fabric is like a warm hug, lightweight, breathable, and perfect for layering season. Now let's get into the real treat. MeUndies just dropped their Halloween collection, and I am obsessed. My favorite, the spiderweb all-over lace. Yes, it's exactly as gorgeous as it sounds.
That does sound gorgeous. I personally am partial to the glow-in-the-dark undies. They're playful, they're flirty, and somehow spooky and sexy.
A spooky, sexy surprise.
It is.
Sometimes I surprise myself when I forget they're on. MeUndies has a cut for every butt with over 20 different styles and 100 different colors and prints. Plus, their signature super soft micromodal fabric is breathable, stretchy, and unbelievably cozy. Perfect for crisp mornings, chilly nights, and everything in between.
Ooh, a cut for every butt. Trademark that.
Mm-hmm.
If you need something even more breathable and summer-proof, check out the Move Me line with Breathe Fabric, which has moisture wicking and anti-odor technology, perfect for working out or just keeping you extra cool on those sweltering days.
Whether you're layering up for a hike or lounging in flannel all day, MeUndies moves with you and keeps you comfy. Want even more seasonal comfort? Try the Breathe line, designed with moisture wicking and anti-odor tech to keep you fresh through fall workouts or just a long day of pumpkin picking.
And get this. They use sustainably sourced materials and work with partners that care for their workers. Not always a guarantee in today's world. Also, if you're not happy with your first pair of MeUndies, even though how could you not be, it's on MeUndies.
With more than 30 million pairs sold and 90,000 five-star reviews, MeUndies are an essential fall must-have for every drawer. Right now, as a listener of our show, you're hot, and you can get cozy and spooky for less with deals up to 50% off MeUndies.com/disrespectfully and enter promo code disrespectfully.
That's MeUndies.com/disrespectfully, promo code disrespectfully for up to 50% off. MeUndies, comfort that's made for fall.
Cheyenne says, "Hi, Katie and Dana. Love you guys so much. Your pod makes the drive to work so much more enjoyable, and I love y'all's perspective on literally everything.
Literally.
I am writing in to tell you the craziest dream I have ever had and how I realized I was clairvoyant. When I was 13, my grandma, who I was very close with, was killed in a car accident. Oh, this story's so sad. She'd been driving home from our house during a winter storm. It was an hour-and-a-half drive. She insisted on leaving despite my parents trying to get her to stay the night. She also did not wear her seatbelt, like ever, and was wearing an outdated pair of glasses as she had run out of contacts. So many what ifs, but ultimately she lost control of her car on some black ice and did not survive the accident. She was DOA and it was a closed casket. She was in incredibly bad shape. I never got to say goodbye. I was obviously distraught and grieving along with all the other awful hormones that raged through the 13-year-old girl's body. A few days after the accident, I kept having the same dream over and over. I was sitting in the passenger seat of her truck listening to Elvis on the way home in rural Iowa. Suddenly, we were careening through the ditch, tumbling and flipping over and over in the car. When we finally would come to rest, I would turn to my grandma, completely unscathed, as she would also turn to me, then her head would fall off. She was decapitated. I would wake up in a sweat every time. Finally, about a week after the dream kept occurring, I went to my parents and I told them. My dad blew up. He asked my mom why she would traumatize me by telling me that that had happened to my grandma. My mom was so confused as she insisted she did not tell me. I asked both of my parents, even more confused than my mom, what they were talking about. Neither of my parents had told me what happened, but my grandma was ejected from the windshield and decapitated, and was ultimately what led to her fatal injury. After I told my parents about the dream and we had the very confusing talk of how this information, I never had the dream again. My grandma would still visit me in my dreams, but these were much more pleasant memories of us drinking tea in her den and watching the sunrise over the cow pasture. I have since gone on to predict many other things with my dreams throughout the years, which now typing out makes me feel like a crazy person, but I hope it makes you guys feel my vibes. I'll have to write in to tell you about my haunted house I'm living in and how my daughter communicates with whatever is here and has named it Zuba. But that's for another time. Love you guys so much. Never stop doing what you're doing. Bye.
Well, that's incredibly sad and incredibly spooky at the same time.
Isn't that crazy? And of course we believe you and it gives us the vibes. Also,
yeah.
I do think I'm not a scientist, but I think this shit is genetic. I mean, the way my mom was ghosty the way that I am, Lenny is ghosty the way that I am. Like so your daughter, I believe that
Mhm.
whatever's, and kids are so in tune with that in general.
Yeah. But yeah, tell us your other stories.
Yeah, we want all of them.
Oh yeah, one thing I want to say is that now that we're into spooky season, send in your spooky stories.
All of
I know
them.
you've sent them before. If you sent them in before and we didn't read them, send them in again. But like whatever you got, I want to read it. Okay. Kristen says, the one where we got stranded at an abandoned, haunted mental hospital in the middle of the night. Hello, Kate and Dana and the Disrespectfully crew. My friend and I are able to laugh about this story now, but it was quite scary and probably slightly reckless. Hindsight is 2020. I grew up in a small town in Massachusetts. It was the summer of our senior year. Bonfires, late night drives, and staying out past curfew partying in random fields somewhere. If you know, you know. 3 of my friends, my best girlfriend, and 2 of our guy friends decided we wanted to do something different one night. A few towns over from us was an old abandoned mental hospital that was called the Belchertown State School, or the School for the Feeble-Minded, that ran from 1970 to 1990. Legend has it this place holds some really dark energy due to its inhumane conditions and unethical practices, including lobotomies and even death. Lobotomies. I can't believe that people did that shit. Okay.
Sounds amazing right now in 2025, but just kidding.
I wish I could just wash my brain. Have someone ever asked you if you were able to take your brain out and wash it, would you use cold or warm water?
Great question. For some reason, my initial instinct is cold, but I feel like I need boiling hot to get all the bad out. Like,
oh, you're just going from one into the other.
But I feel like I feel like it would be cold.
I want like a lukewarm.
Really?
I want it to feel like I don't want to I don't want brain freeze like you said, but also too hot. Then I'll like that makes me feel like my head could explode. Just like when you put your hand in and you almost can't feel the temperature of the water, but you can feel it over your skin. It's like that perfect temperature. That.
You're like Goldilocks of brainwashing.
Yeah.
Fuck, I wish I could give my brain a scrub. My God, that shit probably not looking
Bring
very,
it out.
Yeah.
All right. It became a popular place to explore among teenagers. So my friend and I, myself being the driver, made the trip to the sleepy, woodsy town known as Belchertown. We pulled up to the school in the woods, down a dirt road with no lights leading to an old rusty gate. You could feel us all start to get nervous, like, are we really about to do this? But there's no going back. We walked down the main path. The school is a large campus with multiple different buildings. We headed straight to the main building, the hospital. That's one does. All of the doors were either boarded up or covered in foliages, so we had to crawl through a window to get in. Flashlights in hand, we explored all the creepy floors, graffiti on the walls, dirty mattresses, and even a restraint chair that I had my friends strap me into. There was definitely some very dark, uneasy energy there. We all were genuinely terrified going down the pitch black halls and seeing what was left behind in each room. After we explored the main hospital, we decided it was enough for us because we were pretty spooked at this point. As we were walking back to my car in the pitch black, we walked up to a different building off the main path. The door was boarded up, so one of the guys we were with kicked the door in. In that moment, we all heard a deep grunt sound coming from inside the building. All 4 of us collectively booked out of there, running as fast as we could towards my car. We get back to my car, shitting ourselves, and I'm fishing for my keys in my pocket when I realize, guys, I don't have my keys. All of my friends thought I was playing some kind of sick joke and had to tell them that I was dead serious. We had to do the unthinkable. Retrace our steps, wondering if that person was real and coming for us. We figured they fell out when we ran away, but contrary to our belief, we could not find them anywhere. And honestly, we were all too scared to go up to the main hospital anyway, so we called my dad, who was a cop by the way, and had no idea of my whereabouts. I told him where I was and asked him to bring the spare. He was pissed, yelling at me about the homeless people that lived there that would rob me and leave me for dead. My naive ass was scared of ghosts. The next day, he dragged me back there in broad daylight to look for the keys. When he asked how we got into the main hospital, I told him we crawled through a window. He looked at me. What the fuck is wrong with you guys? We never found the keys. I'm still best friends with that girl, and we laugh about how foolish that was. But it was certainly an adventure and even better story to tell now. Hope you enjoyed this story, as we still do. Thanks for reading. K, love you. Bye.
You little ding dong. Kids are just kids stay doing kid shit. So glad nothing happened to you.
Yeah, because now I think about what if the floor caved in and then you died and you got stranded and you broke your leg and I could never.
No, there were a million reasons that things could have gone. There was a place in Seattle I think it's called Kubota Gardens, but it was allegedly very haunted, and so we went, me and Courtney, when we were young. We were probably like 16 because she drove us, so we took a camera, and it was nighttime, and we took a camera, and when the flash went off, you could see hundreds of orbs, not even just in the photo, you could literally see them, and it was like really spooky. And then her and I kind of separated for a second, and a man stopped, was behind a tree and walked out and started walking toward me, and I was like paralyzed with fear, and then I ran and grabbed Courtney.
Oh, fuck that.
And when I was younger, I was like, was that a ghost? No, that was a man who was being sketchy in the park. Yeah. So you are an idiot.
That's crazy.
All right, well, you guys are silly geese. Glad you're okay. Well, should we solve some problems?
Let's go for it.
All right, a little WWDD. Anonymous says, my boyfriend never wants to have sex with me. Trigger warning. Hello, queens of the podcast world. You both truly make my darkest days brighter. I love tuning into the pod twice a week to hang out with the Coven, but mostly listen to Dayna break out in the addictive signature laugh that we all know and love. That's very gracious of you, because yuck. This one is a little dark and comes with a trigger warning, so please keep me anonymous. I've been with my boyfriend for just over a year. A couple months ago, we hit our 1 year of dating, and he didn't even acknowledge it. Crazy, insane, diabolical, right? He claimed he was being petty because he was upset with me, but didn't say what it was over. I did my best to brush it off because I'm either really stupid or really forgiving. I'm guilty of trying to make every toxic relationship I've been in work. Thanks, Mom and Dad. Is this me that wrote it in, talking about my amazing laugh and my toxic parents? It's been a couple months since then, and I wouldn't say things are terrible or great. I have severely been contemplating a breakup. The situation is tough because while I love him, things aren't just what I could imagine my perfect relationship being. He never wants to be intimate, cuddle, have sex. All the things I've expressed are highly important to me. He always tells me he will do better, but surprise, he never does. I've genuinely asked him if he would rather be with a man, without judgment, of course. I'm genuinely confused. I have never had a partner who doesn't want sex at all. Today I came home and opened up to him for about the 5th or 10th time now, and I am seriously concerned for our relationship. Nothing seems to be getting better despite multiple conversations and revolving around the same topic. I think that I have finally been able to approach this in a way that was gentle enough to allow him to open up to me and some of his deepest, darkest secrets, and quite possibly my worst fear for any human being. He told me he was essayed as a child by his older brother. Immediately, my mind flooded with sadness, anger, rage for him, aimed at all the things adults who knew about this and let him down as a child. What also came up for me during this was a number of times in the past that I have said something was rude, insensitive, or potentially highly triggering. He said he's never told anyone any of these things despite numerous attempts at therapy, psychiatry, etc. I'm truly at a loss for words and still processing this as I'm typing. What would you ladies do? The only thing I want to do is stand by him, support him, and try to find him ways to work through this. My last and final message I want to leave here is please be kind to everyone you come in contact with, friends, strangers, and shitty coworkers, etc. It may be hard, but you truly never know the life struggles someone is dealing with and how long they've been silent about it. This has been a huge eye-opener and a lesson learned for me to give more compassion and grace to people. We were all just trying to survive and find joy in the world that is horrible, where the struggles and horrors never seem to end. Every day I learn some different ways on how we are all often misunderstood, especially on our worst days. People are so quick to judge and write the others off. Thank you for taking the time to read this story and sharing it if you choose to. What would disrespectfully do? Best Anonymous. I love that message. I mean, I've talked about it before. I used to be really private about it, but it's something that I now know people find community in. But I had a horrible, horrible addiction to self-harm for like 15 years. And the reason I bring this up right now is because you cannot imagine how many rooms I've been in that people make jokes about cutters and like make it a silly, goofy, whatever. And it like, I tense up every time because it's like, that's so not fucking funny. But because if someone looks at me, they're not automatically going to assume that those are the kinds of issues I had. So love that message 100%. In general, I'm so sorry to your boyfriend that he experienced that. I'm sorry that you are feeling all those feelings for him and, you know, by secondhand kind of taking that on. I think this is a tricky situation because I think that two things can coexist. Your needs being taken care of and you being able to be honest about what that is and what that looks like for your perfect relationship, but also to be supportive and, you know, help him in all the ways that you can. You're not a professional, unfortunately. So I think that the best thing to do to support him is let him know that he's seen and heard. Ask him what he needs from you. I would suggest professional help in terms of a therapist if he has access to that, who maybe they can prescribe what other types of therapies, whether it's more something like EDMR that's for trauma specifically or just cognitive therapy. So I think you can do all of that and it can be great, but it also doesn't mean that you have to stay in a relationship in which you are unhappy. And I know sometimes that is unpleasant to look at, but it is the reality of the situation. And like, since you guys just talked about this, I think it's also, you don't need to like break up with him tomorrow. See how he feels. And if he progresses through these issues, that maybe it will change and will get better for him and, you know, be easier. But yeah, I think that there's not necessarily a linear response to this one,
No.
but what do you think?
I think it's great that he's opened up to you about it. It's probably taken a huge strain and weight off of himself to carry something like that his whole life. But, you know, that is a lot for a person who isn't professionally trained to handle those types of situations because it is so tender. And especially it's been like lifelong at this point that he's been struggling with this. So I think obviously letting him know in every way possible that you don't judge him for this, that it's not his fault, you know, that like he doesn't need to feel any guilt over that because I think that's what a lot of those feelings come along with that. But yeah, I think the best you can do is like try to encourage him talking to somebody because a lot of these times these things I think can be like very lifelong. There's a lot of work that needs to be done to come out on the other end of it. And so understand that that will result in you not getting what you need out of it. And I think if, you know, you have to decide if that's right for you or not.
Yeah.
But I think obviously you letting him know abundantly, you don't judge him, you're there for him in any capacity. But yeah, it's going to be up to him how he progresses. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Sending love, though, that is so heavy.
Hi, beautiful ladies. Anonymous, please. Thank you for creating this safe place for people to laugh and feel seen in a yucky world. A few weeks ago, my best friend of 25 years, her husband, and our other longtime friend went to see Bad Bunny in Puerto Rico.
We love Bad Bunny.
We do. This was our first trip together ever. The trip was supposed to be a birthday trip for my friend, let's call her Sarah. This trip ended up being the trip from hell, mainly for my friend because of her troll of a husband. The whole time he gaslit her, accused her of having a wandering eye, and accused her of attracting male attention on purpose. He would yell at her in public and starts fights for no reason at all. It got to the point where my friend was afraid to accidentally make eye contact with someone in case he would think she was trying to get attention. The last day, he even tried gaslighting my other friend and I. My other friend confronted him and called him out for bringing the drama the whole trip. My friend Sarah then told us that he's been like this for the past 4 or 5 years. For context, my friend comes from an Arab Muslim background, so culturally the man is believed more than the woman, and if she were to try to get a divorce, everyone would side with him unless it was brought on by infidelity from his side. I feel awful for my friend, and I'm not sure what to do. I text her every day and try to make her laugh every day. I did tell her I want nothing to ever do again with her husband unless it's something extremely important to her. Given all this context, what advice can you give to try and help my friend deal with being married to that turd of a husband? Best regards. Yeah, that's hard, especially when it comes to just like culturally like very that's just kind of the way. I think you can still gently encourage your friend to look at her life and take like a bird's eye view of it and say like, do you want your life to, are you more concerned with that, or are you more concerned with living a happy life with somebody that doesn't drag you down and make you feel awful about yourself? Because at the end of the day, she has a strong support system. She has you, she has her other friends who see this very clearly for what it is. So I understand whether it's family or other people that, can hold you back from wanting to do the thing you know you need to do to be truly happy. So I think pointing out that she does still have a support system that's not going to take his side and judge her for doing that. But like, I know what it's like to have a friend date somebody that you truly cannot stand.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
the thing is,
difficult.
it's gonna end up ruining your friendship, to be honest, because like that is her husband.
Yeah, I would say retweet everything you just said. I think gentle expressions of more helping her come to those own conclusions. And, at the end of the day, is especially if it's something where she is never going to leave, then it's like, what can you do about that? So you don't want to lose the friendship. And I'm glad that you've been able to at least be honest with her where your boundaries are in terms of being around him. Not to hate to be this person, but be like this for the past 4 or 5 years. When someone switches it up and starts gaslighting and being hyper paranoid of their partner getting attention and cheating, I'm like, what are you doing that you're projecting
It's
that on your wife?
projecting, yeah.
Don't like that. So I totally understand you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. I do think, though, all you can do is let her know that you can't solve the problem, unfortunately. So just letting her know that you're there for her and making gentle observations.
Mm-hmm. Facts. I hope it improves.
Yeah, me too.
For too long, we've been stuck with generic one-size-fits-all vitamins. And the work is put on us to know what additional supplements we need to support our systems. I'm literally just a girl.
I'm just a girl.
Perelel is reinventing vitamins from the ground up.
As the first OBGYN-founded vitamin company, they're defining a new era of women's health, one where supplements actually understand your hormones, your life stage, and your unique needs. It's about time.
I love Perelel's powder line because they're not just your typical protein or greens powder. They are doctor formulated with women in mind, and they're safe for pregnancy and breastfeeding. But honestly, anyone can take them. Like, their protein powder isn't just protein. It's protein plus fiber plus creatine. It's packed.
Their greens have antioxidants and fiber. Even their hydration powder has collagen and hyaluronic acid. It's like getting multiple supplements in one thoughtful, delicious powder.
With targeted nutrition for every stage of a woman's hormonal life, menstrual health, fertility, pregnancy, postpartum, perimenopause, and daily wellness, Perelel has got you covered. Finally, there are doctor-formulated routines in convenient daily packets and targeted supplements like hormonal balance support for specific health goals.
It's so easy to take with daily powders, including protein, electrolytes, sleep support, and green powder. Just mix it in your water and go about your day.
All powders are safe for pregnancy and breastfeeding, but designed for all life stages and made with bioavailable ingredients your body can actually absorb.
Exclusive for our listeners, new customers can enjoy 20% off their first order with code NEXTLEVEL. Visit perelelhealth.com. That's PERELELHEALTH.com. Ty says, would you go to the wedding? Hello, Dana and Katie. Longtime fan and listener, you ladies crack me up and have me talking along with you, chiming into your conversations while I listen. LOL. You're both hilarious and seem down to earth. I need an outsider's opinion, and I need an outsider's opinion, and I know you both will tell it how it is. Dana, I feel like you may be able to relate to this one a bit. Do I go to the wedding? I'll try and keep it brief, Adrian Brody style. LMAO. My father passed away going on 2 years now. He was diagnosed with a terminal rare cancer, given the life expectancy of 1 to 2 years at the time of diagnosis. My dad's a fighter and kicked that life expectancy's ass and stayed with us for another 5 years. After he passed, I took my mom in and she stayed with me in my home with my partner and my daughter, who had just turned 3 months old. Within a few weeks of him passing, she began to go out a lot, staying out late, going out on dates. She would come home drunk. And at the time, I felt like I was taking care of my mom, which fair, she just lost her husband of 28 years. But the fuck, I lost my father and was postpartum. Throughout the course of a few months, we moved into a new place where she resided in the basement. She continued dating and would be with someone new all the time. And I set a boundary. I didn't want to meet anyone as I was still grieving and healing. A year ago, we traveled to spread his ashes for the 1-year anniversary of my dad's passing. My brother, my mom, and my family went on the trip. During this time, I felt like my mom prioritized being on her phone, going to bed early, not wanting to spend time with family, and talked with her boyfriend on the phone instead. It hurt me because the trip was meant to be about my father/her late husband and spending time together as a family. Fast forward a few months, my mother began to mention that she was going to move out and move in with her boyfriend, the boyfriend she was talking to on our family trip. Keep in mind, they had only known/been together for less than 6 months. Because of this, she put me in a really terrible financial situation as our rent was split between us and my now partner, and I had to make up the difference. Luckily, my brother moved in not long after, but being that great big sister I am, he has a discount on rent. Anyway, the week of my father's 2nd anniversary this year, I opened up on Facebook to see my mother made it It's Finally Official with a picture of her hand with a fucking ring on it. She mentioned she planned on marrying this man a while ago, but to not fucking text me to let me know she was engaged seemed insane to me. Her wedding is this October coming up, and she obviously wants me to be there, but I don't think I'm ready for that. For more context, I haven't even met this man yet. I'm still grieving and healing on my own journey. I'm happy for her, but I think going will cause me more harm than good. I'm feeling guilted by her and my brother for having these feelings I'm feeling, and I'm being told that I'm being selfish, but I just think I'm finally setting boundaries, protecting myself for once. Being a mom has really taught me to set boundaries and that sometimes it's actually okay to be selfish. However, sometimes it's hard not to feel guilty for putting myself and my feelings first. So am I selfish? What would you do? Would you go to the wedding? Sorry this is so long. Love you guys. Okay, bye. Ty. Hey, Ty. So take a seat. I absolutely can relate to this. I was just telling Emma this story, and sometimes I forget how fucking mental this is. My parents were married for 28 years. My mom died in December. I remember this because of 2 dates. On Father's Day, so the following June, this is 6 months later, my dad tells me he's in a full-on relationship with this woman. We tell him we're happy for you. We were crying because we had only known him with my mom, but we were like, be in a relationship. We're just not ready to like meet her. Then the next month, which was my birthday, reminder, me and my mom share a birthday. It was the first birthday of my life without my mother, my 23rd birthday. I'd been crying all day. My dad decided to take me to lunch, which was kind of weird. At that lunch, he's describing this woman and how he just met her family and whatever. And I asked him, are you engaged? To which my dad responded, don't ask me questions you don't want to know the answer to. This is 7 months after mom died. They got married in October. He got married 10 months. Me and my sister were not invited to the wedding, but I kind of got it by that. I sent him a pretty nasty letter, but regardless, 10 months fucking later. So even if I would have been ready, like it's all on what's best for you when we're coming in this situation. I'm basically validating your feelings. I have zero regrets for not going to that fucking wedding. The whole thing was so egregious to me. And if someone is trying to get you to do something that is past your boundaries, it's usually because she's wanting you to validate that it's okay what she's doing, which yeah, we're all on our own journey, move on, whatever. But just because that's where she is on her journey does not mean you need to rush the process of where you are on your journey. And by the way, it is fucking mental that she told you that over text message, or excuse me, that she told you that on Facebook instead of calling or texting you.
Yeah,
You're
I mean,
validated.
I think it's obvious she was scared of the disapproval that obviously she was going to have. The way I see it too, I mean, you obviously have a very firsthand personal opinion. I mean, I'm trying to look at it as like, all right, people grieve differently. And everyone has the right to grieve differently. You have the right to just to mourn every single day of your life, and she has the right to move on and want a future with somebody else. And I think there needs to be a mutual respect for that. She needs to respect that you are still feeling this way, and she shouldn't just ignore you. She should still make you feel a part of this. But I don't think she thinks that you would feel like happy for her or be supportive. So I can understand like why she might not. It's not an excuse, but like that's seems pretty obvious. But I just think it just boils down to like everyone grieves and moves forward differently. So I don't think anyone's being selfish, honestly. I think it's just sometimes like these things really highlight how different people are in their processes.
Totally. I think, and this is because of my own lived experience, but I do think of people always say that like, yeah, well, he just lost his wife. And I'm like, yeah, well, I just lost my mom. And people do grieve differently, but sometimes people also do shitty things when they're in those states, and you have to decide what you're willing to put up with. And also, if you don't want to go, I would say, why not just have the conversation and try to explain to her how you're feeling and where you're coming from, and expressing, I'm not punishing you. I just like,
yeah, just say I got to get there on my own. Because I mean, like, yeah, that's 10 months is fucking insane.
No,
2 years, 2 years isn't quite as insane, I don't think.
Yeah. No, mine was fucking mental, but
mental.
But yeah, so maybe just have that conversation and,
I think if
you
you're
know,
like, Mom, I want you to be happy and I want you to
yeah.
feel loved and you deserve that. But like, this is just so weird for me. I cannot get my head around it. So like, let me just get there on my own. So that way for the rest of our lives, we can have a healthy relationship. I think making it more about that like you don't want this to drive you apart, but like you just simply can't go out of your own comfort zone for someone else right now.
Yeah.
That's it.
Hope that helps. Love you.
Okay.
Sorry for projecting my own drama.
No, it's felt fair. I think that's a good, healthy perspective. Ashton says, should I move away? Hey, I'm the silly goose behind the silly goose mugs. Thanks.
We love them.
I just want to let you know that y'all and the whole crew know how much I adore you. This pod is always exactly what I need, a hug and a laugh and sometimes a slap in the face. That being said, I need your advice. About 4-ish years ago, my partner accepted a job in the Pacific Northwest, a job I told him not to take, but that's a whole different story. We were supposed to move to Tacoma, but it just wasn't.
Sorry, please hold. Shout out Tacktown, Deuce Nickel Tray. Keep going.
This means nothing to me.
253. Love ya.
But it just wasn't the right time or place for me. My niece had just been born, my sister needed support postpartum, and my parents were adamant that moving would ruin my life. Their words, not mine. They're also very emotionally dependent, clingy, and would be puddles if I left. For context, I live in Kansas City now, about 3 hours from my hometown where my parents and sister still are. I actually like the distance, close enough to visit often, but far enough to breathe. That said, I'm the one making the drive to visit every month, while I'm lucky if they visit me once a year. Lately, though, I've had a major itch to move to Oregon. We visited more times than I can count, spent a full month road tripping along the coast, and it's where I got engaged. That whole region just feels right. But what really brought this all to the surface was our pup, Eleanor. She's 14 and has been struggling. This makes me want to cry. We were recently found out that our time with her is almost up. She's our world, and my fiance and I both feel like we'll need a big life change after we say goodbye. Oregon feels like the change I want. I'm scared to leave behind 10 years of friends, memories, and the comfort of knowing where everything is. I'm especially scared of trying to make new friends as an adult in a new city because let's be honest, that shit is hard. Especially since I make ceramics in my house as a job. We love them. I rely on my social circle to keep me grounded. I see friends almost every weekend, and I don't want to lose that sense of connection. So here I am asking for any and all advice. Do I do it? How do you start over without feeling completely alone? I know I need to take a leap, but this 31-year-old landlocked bitch is terrified of spreading her Pacific Northwest wings. Help me. Love y'all, Ashton. I think you should do it. I think, like, listen, there's going to come a time in your life where you won't be able to. And there comes a time in all of our lives where, like, the things that we could once do, just pick up and leave, go travel, like, we just simply can't do it anymore. So I think while you have this time and like you're saying, it just seems like the right time in your life with the unfortunate events that are upon you, I think you just do it. And I know like your family's going to have words to say about it, but this is your life. You get to live where you want and how you want to live, no matter what anyone says. And of course it's scary. The unknown is scary, but it's also thrilling. And you never, like, I think that the opportunity of the unknown is like really what's cool. And you never know what you're going to find yourself doing. Like right now, like, you know, you're making your ceramics at home, but what if like you get into working with a studio with other like ceramists? What are they called? Ceramists?
Ceramis? I don't know. Girl.
But I'm just saying, I like you just never know. It seems like you have enough of connection to this place that if it's right, everything will fall into place. You know, I mean, yeah, you're gonna have to put yourself out there in ways that you haven't had before, but like, do you want to do the safe thing, stick with what you know, or do you want to challenge yourself to grow as an individual? I think that's really fucking exciting. So I say do it. And guess what? You can always move back home. That safety net of those people and everything you know is gonna be there always.
Retweet everything you just said. I'm not beating the Leo allegations today, not to make it all about myself, but I moved to California when I was 26 alone. I didn't know a single person in Southern California. I was also a depressed mop that no one would want to be around. And I had a really hard first year and a half. You have a partner to do this like great adventure with. It was the best decision of my life. And my sister and the kids are in a different state. We're probably never going to live in the same state again. And that fucking sucks. And it's hard. But thank God airplanes exist. You will never regret taking the risk, doing the thing. I honestly felt like warm and gooey listening to this because I just know if this is the right time for you. Take the chance, do it. You can always move back. You will be so much more regretful when you're an old prune about the things you did not do than the things that you did. Go out there, do everything you can as often as can. as often as you can. And I'm really excited for you guys for this next adventure.
I think it's just so great just for the personal growth to challenge yourself in those ways. Like I get excited about this shit. Like when I go through something that's really upsetting or really challenging physically or emotionally, the way I look at it is I'm like, I'm going to grow as a person significantly. And I just want to meet that person.
100%.
That was like really.
Sorry, please hold. I'm recording. So you're so obsessed with the podcast. You're on it now. Say hi.
Hi.
Bye.
Emma.
That's how she hangs up all the time. Sorry. Yeah, anyway, we're so excited. And Oregon is great. And obviously I'm from the Pacific Northwest, but I think in terms of the landlocked, there's just going to be so many new things. You're going to feel energized in ways that you haven't. And like, honestly, even you're an artist, you're a creative. Like, I'm excited to see how that comes out in your work. And people fucking love pottery in Oregon.
I love pottery. I have like several favorite mugs that I didn't make, but like, yeah, no, this is a great mug because it's like, it has like a feel in the hand from like I don't know what you call this, where it's like not like smooth or like it's like a texture to it.
Well, she didn't put a glaze on the outside. Like
yeah, so it's not glazed, but like that's what makes it feel so good. So you're very talented. I think a place like Oregon is like just so ripe for an artist.
The way that the amount of fingers that this fits, it feels like, you know, the mom watching you open your Christmas presents on Christmas morning with her little, the little mom sit that's like. So anyway, we love you. Good luck.
Okay.
Update
us. Okay, we've got one left. This one's juicy.
Oh, okay.
Lori says, "Hey queens, love you both so much. You feel like best friends. Here's my dilemma. I live in an area in Atlanta where there's a lot of filming. The house next door to mine is a short-term rental that frequently has actors, writers, producers, etc. The current tenant is the lead writer of a show that is a remake of a movie, is married, and I have personally witnessed a cast member coming and going and getting in a separate black car leaving the house within an hour of each other. I know this man's wife to be an awesome person. You might actually know her. I follow her on Instagram. I want to tell her, I've been in this situation and wish someone told me, but I feel like a weirdo reaching out to her because I don't actually know her. What would disrespectfully do? Please edit for content. I know there is potentially a lot of identifying info here, but as a woman who has been through this and witnessing in real time, I feel like I should do something. Yeah, we're not out here to protect the identities of the adulterer. I think you should, but I think I would try to have a little proof, because that's the one thing is like, oh, like who's this random person reaching out? Like their instinct is to probably trust the person that they know and love and have been in a marriage relationship with for however many years. But like absolutely would want to know. And the worst case, maybe she's already aware of it. Maybe there is an agreement. But I just think you want to be like, you know, as a woman, I feel like it's my duty, and having someone been in this position in my life, I know this is what I would want. So that's the only thing I can go off of. Maybe take video or pictures or evidence. So just so you have something just concrete, you know. I don't know. I say yeah.
I mean, I think that there's no woman out there that doesn't appreciate a hey girl DM. I think that this is the age of information and technology. I kind of agree with Katie though, because it is tough, because what if they're open or it's arranged, so you don't always know. So I definitely wouldn't go in guns blazing being like, you're being cheated on, whatever. Just approach it and be like, hey, I know this is super weird. These are my observations, and knowledge is power. So just letting you know.
Yeah. Just kind of leave that with her. But I really want to know who it is.
Can you email us? We won't share with the public, and tell us who it is and what their Instagram handle is, because I'd like to take a look at this whole thing.
Yeah, I would too. But I mean, I hope that helps. The answer is yeah. I would fucking say something because, you know, yeah.
Was this episode bad?
No,
again?
I thought this was great.
Okay, I think the other one turned out. But
and our other one wasn't bad.
Okay, well,
enjoy your weekend.
We're gonna go see The Conjuring.
Mm-hmm. We'll talk about it later.
We'll let you know how that goes. And okay, love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Babe, you're gonna see the power of women. Like,
disrespectfully.